Hey, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft, and I am going to do one of the page kits that I just put together. So let's pull out and see what we have. This is going to be a beach themed layout. So let's put our ephemera and photo. These are the photos we have. One of my daughter on the tropical beach, and then one of her getting a massage. I'll trim those off camera. This is gonna probably be some ephemera. And then I have several pieces of paper. This is going to be the background. These, I have so many pieces of paper, most of them have already been cut into, so they're scraps. Because I have a cut file that I made. Let's take a look at it. It says, life's a beach. Uh-oh, where's my, wait a second. I have a, actually, who's it there? Hopefully I haven't lost it. So I'm going to back this with all of these different papers. That's the, I'm going to decide if I'm going to add these to them, to the pages or not. Haven't quite decided that. So I want to kind of alternate the papers. I need 5 of them. I think I'm going to use this for one of them as well. And then the rest of it I can probably use as a tucky. And I'm doing this because it's a similar color to the background, but a little more intense. And it's a different color from the turquoises and pinks and reds that I have. So I didn't want to include another one of those. So that will be a color. All right. So the best way I think to do this is, of course, there's different ways you can do these. And as you can tell, looks like I need a new blade on my Cricut. It didn't cut super clean. So I'm going to back these. I just need to decide which letters go where. I think I'm going to start with this one for the B because it's the biggest space. So the way I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put it on here and then trace around it. And then if I trace around the outside, then it will be big enough for me to pop under the letter. So I'm not going up super close to it, but I'm going to be able to cut that. So let's do the first one together and see how it goes, and then I will go off camera, maybe to fill in the rest. And I think I will probably use liquid glue to stick these. Now, the big question is, do I add in the letters? So going to be the B. I don't think I am probably going to need the fill-in, but we'll see. All right, let me move this aside. And I'm going to need to do a little trimming where my blade did not cut very well. All right, and I'm going to add liquid glue. It's time to refill my bottle here. I'm going right up to the edge because I didn't leave myself a lot of space. And all righty. So I do have these extra pieces, for example here, just in case. And let's do, I'm not going to do the next bold one. I'm going to do this pink, I think, so that I spread out the bold and the not bold as well. Let's see what's on the back side. I don't think it matters, and I think we'll have the wood grain go across. Again, I'm just going to cut it just slightly bigger. Or mark it slightly bigger. And then I'm going to cut just on the outside of this as well. Let's just double check the fit. Excellent. I want to make sure this doesn't. Now then, if I want to include that, yeah, I don't hate that. All right, so I'm going to finish doing these with these other papers, and I will be back. All right, so I have sped up this section of the video just to about 3 times, not super fast. So here you can see I finished backing that cut file. And the reason I included that in real time is just in case you hadn't backed cut files before, you could see my process at least. So that's all done, and I'm thinking I'm going to now mat the photos, and I'm picking 2 of the papers that I used to back the cut file, and I'm using the brighter ones, the more intense colors. I decided to go ahead and cut this border strip off. I do consider using that at the bottom of the page, but I pick a different one in the end. So I picked the bolder ones just so that I would get more contrast between the photos and the and that background. And I kind of matched the colors that I picked to the colors in the photo. So there was a lot of turquoise in this photo because there was an awning over her that was turquoise. And then she's in her pink bathing suit here, so I picked the pink paper. And because that one is in portrait mode, orientation, I think I can just tuck it in right there, which is perfect. And then the second picture will go underneath it. So I kind of like that. And now it's time to figure out the layout. So I have a whole bunch of border strips. And so I'm just looking for other Shimelle border strips that might work here. And I find the right one. It's got some florals on it, and it's the right colors. So I think that's a good answer and bold enough to be at the bottom. So I'm liking that. And I'm just going to look at all the different ephemera. I was wondering if I wanted to do a double border down there at the bottom, but I decided against it. So I'm looking at these cut aparts. I mostly decide, I think, against it. At one time I was thinking that would make a great journal box there, one of those, and fit. And then I find something else that I like better. And it's on ledger paper, so she can write anywhere on this page that she wants. I do think about that. It ends up being too square. I don't love it. It doesn't fit. The colors are great. The Sweet Life. I like that sentiment. I don't love the orange. I'm going to end up trimming off a lot of that orange before it makes it onto the page. There's that light peach of the background, but not as much of a bright orange. So I have this embellishment that I got in a Ginger's Corner swap that I had pulled to include here, and I love it, so I definitely want to include it. And then I'm just playing and auditioning some of the other ephemera. Those flip-flops, I liked the sentiment of them, but the color was just a little bit off, so I ended up not using them. And I don't need the double tab. I can just use a single one. And I was thinking about using these pie shapes. I'm just playing around at this point, trying to decide what I like. That popsicle's not too bad, that vellum popsicle, but that doesn't end up on the page. I decide against all the ice creams. And I'm going to use this camera. It's going to stay approximately there, not quite. So this is just a process of trying different things, seeing what fits, what doesn't fit. I've got this whole little wax paper sheet of stickers. I end up putting that hat on the C just because it's round. Things move around a lot here, y'all. But I am about to stick everything down. A few things move around, and then I'll come back and show you where I landed after committing everything. Okay, I stuck some things down. I moved some things around. I found this that I had cut and not used yet. I also had put a little tab of this under here, just so that would appear twice. Let's see. I didn't ink things on here just because I thought it would be really hard to ink all of this properly. So it didn't happen. Moved some things around in the process. I had a bunch of trapped space here like this, but bigger, and I didn't like the look of that, so I tucked that camera in further. And I think we're ready for enamel dots. I'm not going to use the yellow. I'm not going to use the navy. I think we're going to do pink and teal. Yeah, so let's see. Let's do and then a tiny light pink there. And then we'll do, I think, maybe down here is the right place for it. So I'll do a big in the light pink. Nope, I have to do a big in the different color. And I can do some geotags too. That. Then medium and teeny tiny. Then I do have that geotag. Do I need another? Do I need to do the geotags on here? I think I will. I have that geotag. I'm going to add one more geotag over here. All right. I think that page is done. This is the first time that I've used a personal cut file, and I'm pretty excited about it. All right. So a little cluster over here, and then my Life's a Beach cut file, 2 photos, a swap, and lots of stickers. Thanks a lot, you guys.